speaking of, where were we? Yes. Let's go back here to our design room, and we're on the wrong page at the moment, so let's fix that. We're gonna come down here and turn Game Maker off. Okay, so what we were doing last time on Design a Game in a Week and a Half, because we're silly, we were working on our town. So I'm trying not to do things when you guys aren't here. However, let me go to Game Maker here. I got caught in my own silliness last night. Let me make it to where I could see this better. And I went in and just on, let me grab that so I can have it up here. So I went in here and I made all the, oh, see, I made all the angle pieces on the map. And that's silly, I know, but and then I went in and just put them all in. So I also put some water around the fountain in the middle of the town square and put some edges for that. And then went back to our old forest and evened everything out there. And then this morning, just because it was bugging me, I did build a well, just a quick well. But it also means that our tile set is growing. So I built all these pieces yesterday, and then just started like even everything out, putting all stuff in. Oh wow, how did I screw that one up? Let me do that. Boop 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 boop, and then we need this boop boop boop. There we go. So yeah, so that just kind of smooths things out, but it also means that our tile set is growing. You know, there's probably a better way to do it, but I'm doing it pretty haperdash. Haperdash? Just kind of throwing it in. But I did also build a sprite and an object for the well, so now we have a well that we can drop anywhere. Oh, sorry, we're on the wrong setting. I need to pull this over so I can see. So we're on tile set. Oh no, we have to be on instance because it's a sprite. It's an object. So we can put wells everywhere now. We can just draw them in if we want, but now we can put wells in all the different areas, and so there's company wells or whatever. Company wells. That's funny. There's some Dawn wells. No. So yeah, so we now have for each of our buildings, we now have a little road going into them. We got some bushes outside each of them. We have a path going in. We have each of the buildings here. You know, double paths here. Here's our different things. We have some our barn. We have our hotel or boarding room. I also smoothed out the water a little bit so that we have no sharp edges there. You know, so yeah, put in a couple more lakes down here so that the townspeople can fish. Yeah, you got to give credit to Peter Jackson where credit is due. Peter Jackson did an amazing job. He's also my age, so I think he was born the same year I was. He had complete control as a director during The Lord of the Rings, and he managed to create an amazing masterpiece. Yes, granted, he was working with Tolkien's books, which is, yeah, but he left some of the things out of Tolkien's books. So I know that a lot of people complain because there's one character that was left out. I forget his name, like Jim something. I don't know. I could be wrong. Abigail, thank you very much for the 2-month sub. That's awesome. You are awarded a sword for a 2-month sub. Whoop whoop. Love your stream. Fascinating to hear your stories. Oh, thank you. Okay, where were we at up here? We took him, yeah, he did, but he also took a little bit of liberty with going back to Peter Jackson. He took a little bit of liberty to go and remove characters that he thought were superficial and things like that, and then added their dialogue into the dialogue of the people that he did use or the characters he did use. Now, another thing about Peter Jackson is that he did a movie before that called Frighteners that I really, really like. It's a really, really good movie. I would suggest going and watching it. It's a good horror comedy. Thank you for the sub again, Abigail. As I'm going through here, Tom, yes, Tom is the one. Something I did not know the spelling. I don't know the spelling either, but Tom Bombadil is missing. He removed him, which a lot of people got very upset about. Very overpowered character. What's the name of the movie? Which movie? The name of the movie I'm talking about, where his first movie, The Frighteners? Yes, that's the name of the movie. Yeah. Yeah, the movie The Frighteners, I really enjoyed it. It's Michael J. Fox and a couple other people, but it's a ghost story, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Okay, back to what we're doing here. It looks like I changed the scale of something here. Did I screw up and change the scale? I might have. Yep, it looks like I did. Let's do this. Did I? No, I shouldn't have. No, I think the trees are just looking weird to me. That's all. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to start building out our places. So if we're, where should we start? Should we start in, let's just do it simple. We're going to start with we're going to add a room. And for those of you that are new, I'm very, very new to this. So to Game Maker Studio, I did a tutorial over the weekend, which is how I learned what I know so far, which isn't a whole lot. And let me find, can you group things? Can these be grouped? Oh, they cannot. Oh, that sucks. Can we make another directory? Create, create a group. Oh, cool, we can. So we can create a group and we call this village. So that's the village. Now, in that group, we're going to create a room, and it's going to be called boarding house. We'll just call it boarding. Okay, we'll say RM underscore boarding. Okay, so we've created the boarding house room. What I want to do is let's go back to Grandpa's hut here. And I want to get some numbers from the viewports. So we wanted the boarding house to be a tad bigger. Where is, okay, I'm gonna have to use a Excel sheet here to keep some number notes. Okay, so let's make a new tab and we're gonna call it village. And we're gonna go to the boarding house. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna steal these numbers over here. Okay, let me see if you guys can even see what I'm pointing at. You can, okay. I'm gonna steal these numbers over here. The basic width and height of the room is, so let's go 288 and then 208. That's room settings. And then we're gonna want to go down here to viewport 0. We're gonna pull these because what we want is we want to be able to have our camera properties set correctly. Camera properties, and they are 288 by 216, 216, and then 868, 64, 648. Okay, and then -1, or excuse me. Object will always, we're going to follow our guide is the same way, and then order is going to be 144. The reason I'm writing these down is so that I can copy them to the new one that we're building right now. the new room. But we will be changing the size of the room so it's bigger than this because we want to be able to have hotel spaces and stuff like that and sleeping quarters and things like that. I think that's all we need except for here. No, that's all basics. We will follow the object of our guy, will be the center point when he is in the room. So let's go back to our new room. Oh, did we not open it? Probably didn't open it. Let's go here. So here's our room. Let's do our settings. Coming up to the top. This is way too big, so we're going to go with the 288. And 208. Do that, and then we're going to say, coming down, coming down. Want our camera. 288 by 216. And then 864 by 648. And this will be our object. This will be our main guy. Oh, this is our main guy. He's going to be our center object. And he is going to be 144 by 108. Okay. So, technically, room is set up. So this will be the room that if you go to, if you're in the village, let's go over here. If we're in the village and we go to our boarding house, which is this here, you will be transported into here, which is the boarding house. So things that we know that we need to do. Number one, the boarding house has to be bigger than our, oh, and we're in ads. Sorry, guys. We are in ads. So I'm going to stop there. I did not see the ads coming. Tom would have proven me he's beyond the powerful, impactful. No, it's good, but that adaptation, I enjoyed it because I didn't miss Tom out of it. So, but some people did. Awesome movie. Very good film, in my opinion. That is a character, but thought the first book might. I was just a lad when 3 came out, but loved 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 just about equally. So my opinion, whole saga is different than those who saw it one at a time. Yes, when you can see a series of movies all at once as opposed to over time, your imagination doesn't have time to fill in the blanks between them. So so everybody's experience is going to be different. Let's enter someone else. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just killing time when I'm waiting for the ad zombie to finish his work. And then we'll go back to where we were on the design stuff. So it should be now. We are back. Okay, so here's where we were when we left. We were putting together the boarding house, which is in our village. And we used the most of the settings from the original room, which is Grandpa's house. But what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to make its width about, we'll say 450, and then its height we're going to bring to let's just say I want it longer than height. So let's do this. We'll go 400 here, and then go 650 up here. 650 there. Does that do what I wanted to do? Okay. So this will be the size of our hotel or our boarding house. Now, it's generally how they were portrayed, as long as no indicator of the passage of time, and it seems like they were rushed to the point. Possibly, yeah. That should be finished. Okay. So, looking back at here, we have the doorway is in the front here. So, let's do this. We're going to build, let's go to our, add that, put that on the back here with the background below it. Okay, and we are in the house. We are going to use our, set our tile sets. Right now, we're just going to use our basic tile set, which we've used for everything, because we're kind of building it out as we go. So we go back and look at Grandpa's house because we want some consistency. Let's do this. We're going to go and say, okay, we need, we'll make the rooms three tiles. What we'll do is we'll build one room and then we can copy it. This is just a boarding house. We're going to make it pretty simple. Would that be a good size of room? Maybe. What we can do though is we can put that like that, that like that, and then the opening would be there. No, that's not going to work. We need to make it a little bit bigger. We'll make it 3. I know that someone has said, or I saw somewhere that there's a way to do a paint on of this stuff, but I don't know how that works yet. So we're going to need, go back to our objects, and we're going to throw a bed in there. So we have one. Oh, sorry. I forgot you got to change to an instance layer to drop the bed. So there's one room. So this is our boarding house. It has one bed, and maybe we'll make an end table later, but I'm not in a rush to do that at the moment. Let's go back to our tile sets. And what we can do is, where's it at? Auto. Oh, there is an auto tile. I haven't used it yet. Let's see what happens if I try to auto tile. This should be interesting. I'm gonna start with this corner. Nope. It just makes auto tile doesn't do shit. At least nothing I expected to do. So, okay, we're just gonna make a base room. Well, the thing is I actually don't mind doing this because once we get to the point where we're using auto tiles or something like that, this would be a very good way for us to understand what it's doing and what time it's saving us when it comes to doing what it does. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one for that. Okay, so there's our second room. What we will do is, I could have swore I saw a select all button up here somewhere. Select tiles. Okay, let's grab that. Can we copy it, or do we just can we just pick it? Okay, we can copy it. Okay, so let's make our rooms. That's pretty cool. Make that a utility closet. I think that'll be cool. And then we'll put some brown in the middle, which we'll put our collision on, so you can't go. Out of your room. Do not leave your room. How dare you? Make that a utility closet. Let's go back to our instance level. Grab our bed. Put our bed in there. Why is it? Interesting. Oh, I forgot to set the grid. Like I said, new to this, so there's going to be some what the hells. Okay, now we should be able to grab the bed, put it there in the middle. We'll put them in the middle for now. We'll copy paste. Mm-hmm. Whee! I got a flying machine. Okay, so there's the beginning of our boarding room. That'll be cool. Take that bed out for now. Then we'll make need a hallway. Go back to our tile set and take this and build a hallway. Wow, there's a helicopter outside. Not sure what he's doing, but he's out there. Now what we can do, since we now know that this is, where's the tool? Ah, we have a select tool. Let's grab this. We'll make a second set down here. And then another one. Oh, wait. Well, I knew the second one was coming, just didn't know it was going to come that quick. Okay. Oh, that should be enough. Yeah, I think that's enough. Boop, doop, boop, boop, boop. And when we go back and make our final tile sets, we'll make tile sets for this that are different from what the other ones are. We'll also make it to where you can't walk into the room through the side, only going through the. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Z. And that back to. That gives us our rooms. And then it also gives us a maid closet right here. Let's put, do we have a, okay. That way you can't get out through there. I think what we'll do though, okay, let's try this. I want to try something real quick. I have an idea. If we take these three, can we just grab them and move them? No, we cannot. Let's do this then. I'm going to take those and copy them over here. This is going to make sense in a minute, so don't worry, guys. I got you. And we're going to erase all of the ones in the middle here. Go to there. Ah, screw it. I prefer destroy. So we want that one. So let's take. Because we put our door in the middle of the building, we're going to do it this way. We're going to have the entry hall here. Oh, no, that's not what we're. Okay, so another thing we'll do is now that we're looking at it, let's make another change here. I'm going to go ahead and take the, because of the way we have it set up, and there's only going to be 18 rooms, what we can do is get rid of the closet. Yeah. And say, okay, Copy that and put it one more over to where our rooms are there. That way we have the center area for the lobby and things like that and just the sitting room. And we'll have to make a desk and stuff you put in here. So what I will do first, or for now, back to this, we don't need that. We don't need that anymore. No more. Thank you. Okay. Go out of the tile set. That's what our problem is. Go a bed in here. All rooms get a bed. Okay if they're off center. Okay. So now we need our middle room here. How much room do we have? Okay, we have a little bit of room there, so we can go back to our tile set. Let's fill this whole thing out here. In fact, we can just boom and boom. Okay, so we can have our reception desk. I'm just going to mock this up for right now because it's something that I'll have to go and build. But we can do our reception desks. Okay, we'll just call this the welcome mat here. We have a welcome mat. Oops. I keep forgetting how this thing works. Grab that and here's our welcome mat. That's where our door will be. Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead and put our barriers there so nobody can walk through the wall. Although we do have a door, I believe, here. So we're going to leave that open because that's the door that if we go to our village, that's this door here. So what we're making accommodations for is this door here and this door here. This is the main entrance. Utility closet has no door. I know, we're not there yet. We're changing that around. So if we go back, this is basically our room. What we can do is make and since we took the utility closet out, what we can do is make a centralized utility closet here that has a door and all that kind of stuff. Let's go 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's leave it like that. Is this up? This one. Oh, we forgot one. So yeah, so we're just roughing it out. That would be our utility closet. And then, in fact, what I can do is just do this here and just make a little reception desk type thing. Just so that we have a placeholder for it. We'll leave 2 on each side. So this will be our reception desk. Doesn't have to be huge. Reception desk. And we'll make it collisionable and all that stuff later. But you can get the basic idea of what it is. And then what we can do is we can grab some of our chairs are actually other things. So let's go back to our this and then go to our instance. We can grab some of our chairs, put some chairs around here, so that people have places to sit. We can put table out. Yeah, we'll throw a couple tables out. We can also, actually, we may have to make something else for the closet, and here's why. Because it might be good, since they're just rooms, to create a kitchen back here where they can come and make things. Like they can make meals or something. Yeah, let's do that. It's not a restaurant, but it's a place where you can go and get coffee in the morning and stuff like that. I know it's silly, but it's funny to me. I like it. Back to here. Bring this out one more block. And then the open plan makes more sense. So then we can leave it like that to where it's just an open plan. I will put one more in, so there's a little bit of a division. Okay. See, this is the fun part about this, is because you can throw anything up here. That's kind of the point, is to come in here and go, okay, well, what would this look like? What would that look like? You know, and what can we do in these areas? And with a very little bit of stuff, you can do some good mocking ups. And when we start walking around inside this, which I'm still trying to figure out why it won't let me do certain things. There, we now have a kitchen for our guests. What we can do is come down here, and we can make in our tile set, we can make separate rooms for the cleaning ladies on each side of the end. It's not perfect, but it is what it is, because it's just a basic thing. So we know that they're going to come in through a front door. Let's go ahead and draw that in. Front door will be there. Oops. My head ain't as steady as it used to be. Yep. It's kind of cool. That works. It's a hotel. We're gonna have like sitting areas in here, which I'll have to build some stuff for. But yeah, let's grab let's take that. It was originally my idea for a bed, but it's now going to be mats. Now it's floor mats. We turn the grid off. And it still pops the grid. Okay. Like that. Doesn't matter. Okay, my brain just won't do that. So, okay, so we have our basic hotel. This is where our entrance is going to be. This is where our side exit's going to be, so then go directly to the restaurant. You know, we will build. I'll make some adjustments later that we'll need to build some artwork for it. But just okay, let's go back up here. See how we go. So generally, how they were portrayed as there was no indicator of the passage of time. Oh, those are movies. Okay. Utility closet has no door. That is correct. It is now gone. Gotta go, guys. Be back later. Just in case you might want to change the category. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, I do. So one of the things that made me late this morning was I was looking up, there is a way to do this automatically, which I'm going to start doing soon. I just have some code to write. Unfortunately, I have dinner tonight, so I won't be able to probably get to it till tomorrow. But yeah, here we go. Thank you for the category reminder. I appreciate it. Hello, chat. Hello. I don't think we can send links here, but just your joy on your YouTube as well. Oh, sorry. You're answering someone else's question. Someone. What is the. Are we at on time? 1 minute. Okay. Can someone link his YouTube? It is on the about. If you go to Twitch, someone has asked if someone could link my YouTube. If you go to the Twitch channel about, in there is a link to the YouTube channel. Yeah. But also, if you go to the Discord, if you're looking for the stuff for this, then it was put in the learn section of our Discord. There's links to the videos for these things. So yeah, so there you go. We have a basic hotel. You know, it's not perfect. It's not linked to anything yet, but we will get there. Yeah, we'll put a couple floor mats here too. That'll be good. Those are now floor mats. I have decided. We'll throw a couple more tables in. Go to our instance. Grab this table. Yeah, we can do it that way. Copy V. Look, we're printing tables. So there's a table outside these rooms in the bottom. Actually, let's do it so it's more symmetrical. It's a hotel, and that's what hotels do. They make things symmetrical. Not sure where that one went. Somewhere there is a rogue table. Somewhere there's two rogue tables. I can't. Oh, there they are. I don't know why they put them way up there, but okay. Now what we could do is this. Put two tables next to each other right there. That'll work for now. We're just a little bit off center, but that's okay. Is this to scale? No, we're just using 16 by 16 blocks. Our character is a 16 by 16, so technically yes, right now. But we may have to change the scale later, because like I said, we just threw this together. And what I'll do is I'll go in and put the doorways in so that when we go through, we can walk through the forest. When we get through the forest, then we can go into town. Now have our town, and this is the building we're working on right now, which is the boarding house. Go into town, and then right now we're going to start building out each of these buildings just so that we have them in, and then we can start with the next thing. Technically, so the question is this to scale? Yes and no. Yeah. Can't, oh, sorry. And we're in ads. Okay, I will go back to the explanation. The question as to if it's to scale. We'll do that as soon as ads go away. Okay, so back to Spinkelman's question is this to scale? Yes and no. Technically, it is to scale for a 16 by 16 character. So if we go back to here, we do have a 16 by 16 character, and he does walk around, and this is basically where he is in the game. And we can take him out and take him through the forest. He could walk through the forest because this is the building. This building right here is the building that he's in right now, which is grandfather's hut, which we haven't made artwork for, and we will be getting to that eventually too. We can walk him down this path and into here, into the village. So this is the village, this is the path coming from there into the village. You can walk around. So it's all, basically everything right now is 16 by 16 matrices. So technically, yes, to scale for him. And then the building we're working on is the hotel up here in the corner. So we have an entranceway in the center. We have an entrance in the back to go into the restaurant, you know, and then, yeah, so that's where we're at. So if we go into there, here's our little hotel, you know, our roughed out hotel. So there you go. Now you can see what we were just talking about. Ads are finished. Okay, so we have a hotel. Yeah, we've got off on this thing about a week ago to show how I would do it now. This is how I would do it now. You know, rough it all together, and then the thing about making it small like this is we can rough it together. We can go and play it quickly, see if it works, and then we can still make the decision of whether we're going to do it in this world or not. Because if you see, The tile set is a pretty bare bones tile set. It's just flat colors, except for a couple trees here and there, which are fine, but it's not, we haven't decided on what kind of world this is. We haven't decided on what kind of culture he lives in, any of that stuff. So, but here we go. We now have a boarding house, which is building here. Next, we're going to let's build the restaurant next, because that's what people go into next. So that one's actually probably the easier one, because all it is tables and chairs, Yes, I'm making a new game. So yes, Elf Tooth, yes, I'm making a new game. So just thought it would be fun. And then I'll have to put in all the things here. But okay, so we now have our boarding house. It's basic breakdown. Lots of tables. We need to make a couch. I will make a couch. So we can put some couches about. Some couches about. Let's do this to throw off the just absolute asymmetry here. Let's just throw things off here a little bit. People came in and moved things around. That's what happened. So it doesn't have to be this perfect, and we will make changes as we start building artwork. But we don't want people walking. Oh yeah, we gotta do that too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add some more space to this. Maybe we'll just do 2 rows, because we need to add more space to make these. People can walk in through the back walls right now, but we'll get there. Let's go to our things. We're going to go to rooms. We're going to say we're going to create a new room, and that room is going to be called. It's an RM, so it's a room, and it's going to be called restaurant. And I spelled it wrong, but that's okay, because it doesn't matter. And we're going to go and do the settings for our new room. Okay, and we have them written down over here. Where did I put them? Okay, sorry, I have to move the mic so I can see past it. Did I even save it? Maybe I didn't save it. Highly possible. Oh no, there it is. Okay, got it. It's too bad you can't just write a template that you can add to each room. You probably can. I just don't know how. 288. 208. Okay. Doop doop. We go to viewport. Want the viewport to be visible. To make it. Camera properties are 288. 216. Viewport view. 864. 648. The object we're following will be our character, which is this guy here. This is 16, I believe, by 16. No, sorry. 144 by 108. Okay. We have all the numbers correct. Let's zoom in here. So let's make this a 16 by 16 so it matches our others. Okay, so here's our grid. Now we need to, things we need. We need to build the restaurant. So is this big enough for the restaurant? The restaurant probably should be, I would say, a little bit wider. So let's come up here. We're going to make it, we'll make it 300 by 300. I think that'll be good. There. We know that we need a door. Let's see. Here. A restaurant. We go here. Need to add a tile set. Down one. Tile set. We'll go tile set. Open editor. No tile set. Let's get a tile set. Here's our tile set. So that is all good. Now, things we know. We know that we have a door up here somewhere. We know that we have a door down here somewhere. So those are our two doors. Let's just go ahead and fill this with that. And we will make a, no, I'm not going to do a fill. We're going to make a counter area where they can come up and order food. We're going to go to our instance layer and we're going to do tables and chairs. Throw some tables about. Okay. Probably make some booths later as well, but right now we just have tables, so that's what we're gonna use. Yep, yep, yep. Put some chairs in. Okay, so there's our mocked up diner. And we'll also have go back to this and say our tile counter. One here for just like white stuff. And then a little coffee nook. Okay then. These guys put them here. And then we can have a yeah, we can make a, we'll just mock it up here now, but I'll have to make an object for it later. But we can make a, why did I lose wrong setting? You can make a bar like here. Okay, and then put some bar stools at the bar. We'll use chairs for right now, but you get the basic idea. Now this scale's way off. I think he can maneuver through here, but I think he's got to be able to move the chair, so we'll work on sliding chairs later. You can also just do this. Let's get our select tool here. Okay, somehow I lost tools. I'm in the instant. I want to grab all of these. Not letting me do that. Apparently I've lost my toolbar somehow. It's not there no more. Not there no more. Okay, but whatever. So we have, we need to make, we're going to do a black block, so I need this one. Back to tile set. we're going to increase the size of this map a little bit. Now, let's do this. Back to this. It's not going to give me a select tool this way. I'm going to move them 1 square closer. Okay. And then down 1. And it's okay if it moves around. I'm not worried about that. So let's move them down. I think that works better. Yeah, that works better. That way we can put the collision up at the top and all that stuff. Move this guy's all down 1. That 1 should be enough. Back to our tile set. Okay, so we have our bar, we have this it, we have that. We have space to, okay, let's make this, need some borders here, so we need to put this here so that they don't walk off the map. We have a door here. Yep, okay. So they can't walk, okay. And we have a door up there, so we need to put our door up here. I'll say we'll put it here for now. All right, so here's what we got. We have a restaurant. We have Grandpa's house, which is where we basically start. We can then go to the forest area. We can then go to our village. Let me stream out here. Our village, which we've built kind of a mock-up of. And in that village, we have our boarding house, which is here. This is our boarding house. Yeah, also in our village, we have our restaurant here. Oh, actually, there's the shape of the restaurant, so I can actually change that. But you get the general idea. Here's the shape of the restaurant. That would be kind of cool. And it may just be that we're making it too big because it's but it's a mining town, so there's a different things. So no matter what they're mining, it's still a mining town. Okay. What did the father tell his kid when asked, "Dad, are we pyromaniacs?" We are, son. We are, son. What we be making? We're just making a small little thing. So far, it's good going into the lines of top-down action average. And to be more specific, the interior of the restaurant is in said game. Yes, this is the interior of the restaurant. Now, here, Sparta, I want you to think beyond that. And here's what I mean by that is, yes, the way we're building this, it will be a top-down. However, it doesn't mean that our final game has to be a top-down. You know, once we get this all set up, once we start playing and doing that, we can do a lot of design work and stuff in this very simple top-down area. Once we have a game that's playable, technically we could take it into any genre of game. You know, it could be a shooter, it could be anything. It could be a 3D environment that you're walking around in. It's just we have the design for everything, so why not? Don't limit it to just what you see. So, yes, I will put this together as a top-down for now. 100% it will be a top-down. However, when it's done, it may not be. It may be something else. You know, but to me, this is just a good way to put it together in a quickened fashion, even if it's a couple months to put everything together. in a quick fashion that you can then go in and play with and see if it's something that you it's viable or not. So to the new guys joining us for stream, you can at Joe Marie to ask questions. Thank you very much for saying that, Sparta. It does help. He kind of spaces out when he's working mod. Yeah, I do. I'm not used to having people over my shoulder. I'm just saying, I'm usually just going through and putting stuff together that I want to put together. You know, back in the early 90s, do you remember when Alice the Gathering was coming out? Alice. And what was the initial thoughts about it? Even if you don't play at all. Thanks. I don't know what Alice the Gathering is, so I don't know. You mean Magic the Gathering? Yes, we used to play Magic the Gathering all the time. You know, we used to play in the, we had a big open area in the office, and that's where we played. Gotta make a stage for karaoke. Okay. When we make the final version, we will make sure that there's a karaoke stage. But like I said before, we don't know what world this is yet. They may not have karaoke. They may not have music at all. You never know. Moving from 2D to 3D, you'll have to redo the whole. Yes, entirely. Yes, you will have to redo the whole game. But the way we're mocking this up with very simple shapes, we're gonna have to redo the whole game anyway, depending on what tile sets we make and stuff like that. What world it's in, what culture there is. You know, right now we just have a bunch of rooms with tables and chairs, and we have a bunch of rooms with beds. You know. Oh, you can make the tile set in Paint, which I think comes with Windows still, doesn't it? Does Windows still let people have Paint? So Armina, yeah, Paint is still available, and you can build it in Paint. Let me see if Paint is. Let me see if I have Paint on the system. Yeah, that app is still there. You can build it there. Yeah, looks like it has all the right tools to build a map. Can you create a grid in it? Edit. Yeah, you can create grid lines. Yeah. Just it looks like everything. If you just type Paint in Windows, there's a nice little Paint program, and you can start building your tile sets in there. And if I can, it literally just looks like this. These are 16 by 16 squares. Oh, sorry. I have to click on it to see the mouse. Yeah, okay. So these are 16 by 16 squares. Leave the first one blank. And you can set a grid up in Paint for 16 by 16 or whatever. If you want to do 32 by 32 or any of that, you can set those up in Paint and then just draw your blocks. You know, and the best way to learn how to do this is just to go out and do it, in all honesty. Yeah, because Photoshop is expensive. There are a lot of there's a lot of out there you can use, but Paint you can get started in. No, Magic the Gathering is not as hard to play as it looks. It takes a little bit of thought, but it's not like, oh my God, I'll never figure it out. It's pretty simple once you learn how to do it, and once you learn what order things have to happen in. That's where I always got in the most trouble, because I do things out of order. GIMP is free alternative to Photoshop. Oh, cool. Yeah, try GIMP. Try Paint, try GIMP, whatever you have. Magic is a game that's easy to learn, impossible to master. So it's like poker. Yeah, poker is very easy to learn, but quite quite time consuming to master. Yeah, GIMP is. I think that, God, what was the other one that was mentioned up here? Sorry, we're going to be thrown into an ad here in a second. There was one other mentioned up here. Here we go. Sorry. Yep, yep, yep. I need some water. And it's already 2:45. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. I really get lost in time when it comes to doing this stuff. And I don't always see your questions and answers, your questions and stuff. So I apologize. I need to start training myself to stop and look up. Because my whole career has just been literally, here's what we want to do. And then you go in your office and you shut yourself off to everything else. You just keep going. You just keep doing like this. And so it's okay. Your joy, take me up as a mod, and I'll pick up the slack for you. I'm not sure we're to the point of needing a mod yet. I'm trying to figure that part out. I edit PNGs, but I get confused with trying to make things in it. Yeah, all the oh, I don't know if they can hear me. Game gamer account 47 just subbed. Thank you very much for the sub, gamer account accountant. Yeah, as far as the tile sets, this is just a PNG. I didn't know what to make it, so I just made it a PNG, and it seems to work just fine. You know, so. But this is everything that we're using right now for our backgrounds. Now we do have a bunch of sprites that we've made. I didn't even have to do that. Let's go back here. We do have a bunch of sprites that we made, which are here. So we got a bunch of objects and stuff like that, and I'll probably group them all later, but I do like grouping things down here. I think grouping this stuff makes sense to me. Because we would group that for the forest, and then the village itself, we'd move into there probably. Let's put it in there. Yeah, so the village itself is in there. It just keeps it cleaner, it keeps it less confusing, and I'll do that for all the objects as well later on in the process. But right now we're just building silly rooms. And I will go back probably tomorrow night. I'll go back and put all the links in for jumping to these rooms so that we can start. I'm still trying to figure out why when I do a build in Game Maker, it freezes the screen in OBS. So I have to figure out that. And I think it has something to do with my GPU channels, but I'm not sure. So I have to figure that out. I was doing some tests earlier today and broke OBS, but was able to get it fixed before we went live here. That's why I was a little bit late. Starting up the show today. Yeah. Yeah, I've never used GIMP, but give it a try. Someone was asking what programs to use. You can use to make the tile sets. And all you're making really is just like I was saying, it's just a simple PNG, so you put in, so if we did something like this where, oh, in the corner of the mark, they have plants. So they have some potted plants. Silly, but cool. But yeah, you can make a simple one. And but know this is when you start at the top left, and I mentioned this yesterday, I'll mention it again today, when you're building your tile sets, wherever you start, why is that not now? Wherever you start, never go back and change. You can change them, but you can't put new art in them or like that. Always start at the bottom. Always use empty tiles when you're putting new tiles in. because if you make a change that changes the order in an order, it orders from left to right, top to bottom. If you do that, you'll come back into a world that's an absolute mess. So be careful with that. Yeah, someone said it was called GIMP. I've never used it, so I don't know. But they said it's kind of like a free Photoshop. Grab that and move it over here. So I have some more room here. So looking back at our village, I did the shape of the room wrong. So basically it's just a smaller version of that. So if we look back at the boarding house was 650 by 400. So what we'll probably do is 550 by 300 for the restaurant. Let's try that. So let's try that. Let's go there. Okay, so that gives us a little bit of elongated situation. I think that actually will work out better based on the number of people that live in the village. This is our outside border, so nobody can walk beyond that and walk through. Let's do a fill of that room. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our pencil and fill this in. It's a restaurant, so it would have some trees here and there. Don't have to be perfect. And then we will move our door. Oops, grab the wrong one again. Move our door to say here. We'll make it 3 wide, even though our door is only 2 wide. Make a little seating desk. Then we can spread these out a little bit more. We can, oh, we're on the wrong thing. In fact, what we can do that would probably be a better thing to do is to move our bar over here to the far side. Because we do have a door that comes in on that side. So if we go put the door here to where they enter next to the bar, that actually probably would be a better place for the bar. There's our bar, which means we can take the bar out over here. Yeah, I think that works a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Put the tables up and around. We're a little too close on that. Yeah, it's further down. We'll move that, but that's okay. Since we're going to move that door, we'll put that there. Okay, let's grab that. That way it doesn't look. I have a tendency when I'm mocking stuff up to make it look like it's just boring. That makes any sense? This will make the door here. Fine. Build our desk. There you go. Yeah, it's a tad better. It's funny because I have to think of these more as layers in Photoshop. If I think about it more as a layer in Photoshop, it's easier for me to put it all together. Yeah, there we go. So that's our little restaurant. We have our door over here on this side. We're coming in from the boarding house. We have the front door going in and out, which is here. Boarding house door here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Do you have any rare or classic magic cards? I have all of the first edition magic cards, all of the very first ones, in a binder with sleeves and stuff. Um, that was because I only played when it first came out. I didn't play after that because I lost interest. So yeah, so so I have like Black Lotus and all those things, and my favorite was the dragon, but oh well. Discord alerts always get me and make me check my own. Is Discord alerts? Do I have Discord alerts? You mean like I didn't set anything up over there, so hopefully you guys aren't being bombarded with something I don't know about. Oh, you mean for like when we're starting up the day and stuff like that? So yeah, I know that one, but I didn't know others were being sent out. Do you have any? Okay, we've talked about that. No, they mean the notification sounds. Oh, the tweep or whatever that noise is. Yeah. I think I have it turned off on my system now because I think it used to be picked up by the microphone and people were saying, "What is that?" Or is it because it's being picked up by the microphone? I don't pay attention to them anymore, so it may just be me being an idiot. Where are we at? 3 o'clock. Wow, we have about a half hour left. So today, what we've managed to do is we got our boarding house done, which may be too big. We'll get in and look around. We have our restaurant done. We need to build a kitchen and all the kitchen stuff. Because the only thing I have right now is I think it's on. Go here. We go tile sets. Oh yeah, I have a little stove. I can put stoves in. There you go. The kitchen staff has two stove tops. No, I don't know if I can these rotate. That'd be interesting. I don't think they can. Auto tile. I may have to draw one that's the other way. Come down here. Oh, well, we can do it that way. Just go boop, boop, boop. There. But silly, but it gets the point. Let's realize I was that far away. Let's zoom. So there we go. Boop, boop. Some fire starter stuff. Another one in. Okay, there we go. Coffee pots here, but we'll get to that later. Right now it's just a mock-up. So they come in and get seated or seat themselves. We can just have a little sign that says, seat yourself. When I zoomed in here, I realized that we were too close to that. We need two units of space to be able to walk through there. But there we go. We now have a restaurant. We have a restaurant for our little mock-up. If I remember correctly, these already, the tables already have collision on them. So I may have to go back and look at the collision, make sure that's there. I think the beds also automatically have their collision as well. So you'll have to walk around, but we do have to, we'll probably turn this to just 6 beds because we have to put in collision walls behind so people can't walk into the rooms from behind and things like that. And I don't want to get it too big. So you're still in rock and roll. No, I'm not. Am I? It says on my thing, software. Let me open up. It does still say rock and roll racing. Let me hit it. Why does it still say that when I have it already set and I hit done like 5 times? And now it says it again. What's it say now? It says, don't look at me on that. Look at me on this. Okay, so we move this over here. We hit done and it flips back to rock. It keeps flipping back and forth. This makes no sense to me. Okay, now it says software development. Because on the little thing here, it says software and game development. I hit the done button, which is supposed to update it, and it doesn't. So now it says the right thing. That was odd. It flashed when you changed it and switched it. Yeah, I kept flickering on and off. So we also had the problem with the ads earlier because they went off at the announcement system couldn't tell when the ad was running, so we went ahead and did another race because it was screwing things up. That was odd. It flashed, then it changed. We're all good now. Yeah, it's good now. It is good now. Sparta, if you're still out there, you are on the list. I just haven't decided on when we're going to add mods. So. Okay, so here we go. We got 4 minutes before the next ad, according to the latest information. It looks like it's still running, and it also looks like YouTube is still running. Oh, might be worth checking in. They kicked him after stream last night. What's this? Everybody rock your body. Everybody rock your body. Right. Backstreet's Boys. All right. Okay. Might be worth checking in. They kicked him after stream last night. that he's off today. They announced kicking him after his stream last night. Yesterday there was a lot of bad stuff. People threatening him and you. Okay, cool. Trying to dox him and you. He reported and made some statements that the guild leader disagreed with. Okay. I think the best games were the ones that found innovative ways to overcome system. Yeah, system limitations are always going to be an issue. No matter how far you go. I'm catching up on the YouTube comments, which I missed all of them. Paint is great. It's been enjoying Aspert, right? And the commercial license is fairly affordable. I think it's $20 US. It also, I think that Paint just comes with Windows. I could be wrong, but I'm sorry to hear that things got really odd with Thor. I'm gonna have to check in on him and see what's up. Because last time I talked to him, he said, "Oh yeah, it's all good." I didn't know that things had escalated yet again. No worries, not that many people over here. Well, there's a few, but I barely pay attention to the Twitch stream when I'm working, so I'm mostly trolling. Okay. Oh no, please don't start talking about it here. There's so much. No, we're not going to go into it. Because I do not know what's going on over there, so I will not. We don't need to talk about it here. I'm just saying that it's been put up here. But looking at different art programs, yeah, find a cheap one that you can use to start with. I mean, because even if you look at what we did, Miro's free. Game Maker, to the level we're working with it, is free. The only thing that I have that I've used on this so far that actually cost anything is Photoshop, but it's just because I had Photoshop, But any graphics program can do the same job. So I wouldn't go too far or be too upset about it, or even worry about what it is that you're bringing. Just do. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and fix the boarding house real quick. Because as I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm going, good fix it. So somehow we've managed to lose. Oh, it's only in that setting. Okay. Okay, so let's go. What is this one? Yeah, that's select tiles. What I'm going to do is we're going to grab these. Now I wish that I could just push it and move it down, but apparently I can't. I have to do a copy paste and then move it to where I want it. So we need a border up there that's the border, 2 for the hallway, and then 1 for across the hallway. That's correct. Okay. So then we can go back to our paint tool and pick this. Pop these out. Now, like I said, the reason we're doing this is because we need to be able to give borders to the outside here. So we have the border doors, which we don't want, because you don't want people walking through. Okay, we're an ad zombie again. How does it happen? Just like literally just. Okay. I'm gonna have to fix that. I think it's given ads too many times. Let's see. No worries, blah, blah, blah. That's okay. Well, I guess it was announced and I missed it. Yeah, Rex, if you put it in the Discord under learning, that would be a good place to put the link. That way people can see it for tools and stuff like that for the whatever paint program you're trying to put up is for free, and you can export tile maps. Okay, cool. Pixel art. Okay. I have so many ideas artistically that I want to implement, but have no real skill in it. Skill comes with time, so just start. The best way to get around. Okay, let's wait the 30 seconds. I'm gonna actually answer this one so everybody can hear it. Yeah, Rage Bear, that will be the case until I've asked Rex to put that link into our Discord so that you can see it, so people can see it. Okay, we're back. Okay, there was a question up here during the ads. It said, I have so many ideas artistically that I want to implement, but have no real skill in it. What's the best way to get around that hurdle as a solo dev? The best way to get around the hurdle is just start working. You know, if take the example of what we're doing here, right? If you follow the steps that we've done, say use something like Miro or a piece of paper and a pencil, because what I did in Miro for this board here is all well and good, but the reason I did it was because what I usually use at that stage is a pencil and paper. So let me open this back up here. Usually I would use a big sheet of graph paper here. In fact, I have a big sheet of graph paper around here. In the next commercial break, I'll go in the other room and grab it. But yeah, just a big piece of graph paper and just start drawing it out. Start putting it to get a pencil and a big eraser and just sit there and start doing it. You don't have to have all the artistic building in the world. You just have to have an idea. We just did it this way because someone had asked, well, what would you do? They're basically asking the same question you're asking. Is if I'm alone and I don't know what, and I don't want to know how to start something, what do I do? I go, you just start something. You know, it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be polished. It just has to be an idea. So, Jailorin, I'm sorry, I pronounce, everybody knew, I pronounce names all messed up, sorry. So Jailorin, just literally get yourself a big piece of graph paper or a big piece of paper and a pencil and start just sketching stuff out, you know, and it doesn't even have to be an artistic thing. We have no drawings in this whatsoever, but we do have, granddad's house and granddad's training room and granddad's clinic, and we have our different shops and stuff, and it's like, okay, you know, and just write them all out. Get yourself a bunch of different color post-it notes and use those, you know. This all started because what I did, in fact, let me see if I can open it here. I think I can. Sorry. What I did was this. If I go back to Miro, I was talking about this, and this is where the idea came from, is I did an outline for the book that I'm working on. So this is a complete outline chapter by chapter for the book that I worked on. And all I did was everything I had, every time I had an idea, I wrote it on a post-it note, put it on the wall, just kept writing it on the post-it notes and put it on the wall. And then I color coded the post-it notes to this. So if it was something for my early years, it was blue. If it was personal, it was orange. If it was a corporate stuff, it was pink. If it was green, it was an event. If it was orange, it was just something funny that happened. Yellow were the games that we made, and then blue were people, you know. And then that's how I arranged things. I just threw them up on the wall, you know. So, and then it led to this big old mess here, you know, will become my book. But it wasn't in this order before. It was originally just literally a mess on a wall. And then I broke it up into years, you know, what year did these things happen, stuff like that. And then once I had all that, then I'm like, okay, well, what's the order for the book that we're going to put it in? But this cost nothing except for the cost of a post-it and a pen, cost of post-its and pen. So I used the same theory when someone asked a week and a half ago. I said, okay, let's build a game test. And we started building this, and then it's turned into this other thing. But it's only been literally, let's see, so it's Wednesday. So we've worked on it for about an hour to 2 hours a day for 7 days. And this is how far we got. We got to the point to where, okay, now we actually have something in GameMaker, which I had to go learn at least enough this week to be able to build stuff in there. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the skill it takes, the skill it takes is the skill you have. The more you do it, the better your skill is going to get, and the better the things you do are going to be. So don't stop yourself. Don't say, "Oh, I don't have the skill to do that." You have the skill needed in the moment. Start doing it. Time flies. It's not 3:30 yet, is it? No, we have 14 minutes. Flies when you're having a great stream. So the zombies seems to show. Yeah, I think it's just it is. My brain is 5 acres away, so to speak. So let's just fix this real quick. So what we're doing is I wanted to put I need to put collision on these rooms so that you can't just walk through the walls. Because the way they're set up now, you'll just walk through. Oops. But we want to also be able to have hallways that fit. And it also gives us the base understanding is maybe we're making too many rooms. So let's go back to our instance section. We'll grab all these beds. Move them down into the room. Okay, these beds are now in these rooms. Great. We'll keep them. We'll take these beds out. Drop those. We'll keep the tables, but what we can do is let's go back to our tile set. I need this one. We take these sets of rooms out. I think we're trying to build too big of a boarding house. It's a boarding house, not a hotel. That's what I'm yelling in my head. Boarding house is simple. We have made it difficult. Okay, so we'll grab all the tables. Back to here. And back up to here. So we need back to our tiles. Trying to fix this before our time ends here so that we're in a good stopping point. But those will be our collision walls. Then we have this. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. In fact, we could probably pull these down even a little bit more so there's more room in the hallways so we can put plants in or whatever to decorate it. But this is good for right now. But if we could go, where are we at? We're in tile sets, so let's grab this. And we'll move it up to here. Yeah, that's a good place for it. Then go back down here and clear all these out. Okay, yeah. Cool. Oops. Instance. Okay, so our hotel is fixed, or our boarding house is fixed. What we can do is probably we'll trim a little bit of this off in the bottom when we in the settings, so it's a little bit thinner or a little bit shorter, and then I think that'll work out better. Wait, 10 plus we have. We're on the same wavelengths. That should be finished. People need to realize just starting, even by putting down a building, how many ideas will start. Oh, yeah, exactly. The ideas will flow like there is no tomorrow. There is no way around that. The more you do, the more things come up. That's why, like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I forgot about hallway walls and things like that, but also just looking at it, seeing something for the first time, and then thinking about how it works in the world that you're building is actually kind of cool, and it's a fun thing to do. And what I'm going to do is, let me go back to our room here. We need to go back to here. We need to go to rooms. Where did I put my rooms? We need to go to boarding house, and we're going to change the height. Let's see, we're going to pull we're going to pull 3 blocks off, and they're 60 by 60, so 32. So that's 366. So our height should be 366. Let's see if that, yes, perfect. Okay, so that looks a little bit more doable. That looks a little bit more fine to me. Yeah, just start. Even if it's okay, like here, I have these books and I've talked about these before. These I got in the UK, and what they did in the UK was they would take old book covers that were really cool books. Like this one was I Come from the Stone Age by Henrik Harry. And then if the pages are all destroyed in it, what they'll do is they'll go in and fill them with blanks. So you can carry this around and you can just write your notes in it. When you're sitting there doing nothing and you're thinking about a game, just write something down. You can also do it on your iPhone. I have one here that I found that I love, which is this one here is the original cover for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So I had the idea that when it's up like this and I'm writing in the page, that's my positive thoughts. If I turn it over, that's my Mr. Hyde thoughts. I thought that was kind of cool. That was a cool idea to do it, but they're blanks. But you can also do it on your phone, which you always have your phone with you. You can also use voice memos is another thing you can use on your phone to record your ideas. And then when you get to a place where you can use them or your home, and you're all good. You have them with you. But yeah, just in all honesty, just get up and do it. Nobody's going to sit there and, okay. I told this story before. When we were at Blizzard, we had this thing called Slash Lunch. And let's see, I have 9 minutes. So yeah, this should go pretty quickly. And for Slash Lunch, what would happen is all of us that were there for 20 years or more would put our name in, and then HR would do a lottery and pick 3 people from all over the company. Didn't matter if they were janitors, didn't matter who they were. But those people would say, I want to have lunch with X, and then the HR would randomly pick 3 people to go to lunch with us. And then we would go to lunch. And I met a lot of people from QA there and from GM land and all that stuff. And there was a question that just kept coming up. So I always found it absolutely hilarious. And it's because, and this is what the question was. The question was, I want to be a designer. Why won't they hire me to do it? And I go, well, tell me what you've designed. And the answer would always be the same. I'm using designer as an example, but it didn't matter what genre it was in or what skill set it was. They go, well, they haven't hired me yet, so I don't have anything. I go, and they never will. I was very honest. I said, look, they'll never hire you. If you're not doing it, like if you want to be a designer, if you're not looking at games that you're playing every day and going, wow, make a list of the things I would fix in this game, or if you aren't tearing the games that you're seeing apart, or if you're not doing anything like that as a designer and showing your work, because you can put that in your portfolio. One of the things that Alan told me that made me laugh was when I first was hired at Blizzard back in 91, one of the things I was doing, because I was just doing it because I wanted to, was I was playing a game called Dungeon Master on the Commodore 64. And I was drawing out the map of Dungeon Master as I was playing so I could see how they put the levels together and how they put the dungeons together. And it was funny because I was hired as a 3D artist to do the cars for Rock and Roll Racing. But he said, we would have been able to find money to hire you sooner if we knew you were doing that too. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that was important because when I came into games, I had never been in games before. It was a brand new thing for me. So yeah, so just start doing it. Do what it is you want to do. Make it your hobby, and because you're going to find out really soon whether it's something you really want to do or if you're just fooling yourself, but don't be afraid to show other people what you're working on. Don't be afraid to ask them whether it's cool or not. Don't be afraid to find out, and understand this. There are some people that are going to tell you horrible things about it, but that's okay because it's going to do two things. It's either going to make you rethink and see if what you're actually doing is cool or not in your own mind, or it's going to strengthen you for later when people come and say, oh, that's crap, and don't even give you an idea as to why. You can literally download an engine, look up some YouTube videos and make a box move. Yeah, that's exactly what I've done here. I literally, and I put the link to the tutorial, that six-part tutorial that I did. I put the link up in our Discord. Wondering how a character shoot. Look it up. Yeah. We live in a time in history where anybody can learn anything. That has never happened before. In whatever many thousands of years of humanity, this is the first time in history that you can literally look up the knowledge of the human race and figure it out. Now, granted, you have to filter it as it comes in, but you have access to it. You want to know how to make tile sets? There's a video to make tile sets. You want to know how to create compelling stories and stuff? There's videos on that. I talked about Joseph Campbell's video on myths the other day. His whole video set that was done in the 60s. It's phenomenal if you want to write character arcs and stuff like that. So yeah, go and find the knowledge of what you want to do. And if you end up just sitting in your room making a game by yourself, that's okay too. If we look at what Thor does, he has 3 people. He has him, Shay, and a music guy or a sound guy who writes music and does sound. That's 3 people made Hearthstone, Heartbound. Why am I thinking Hearthstone? Oh, because I'm a WoW guy. Yeah, so yeah, just do it. The only thing stopping you is you. If you're waiting for someone to give you permission, here, you have permission to do it. Go, do it. But in the future, don't wait for someone to give you permission because they don't have to. You have a right to do this. You have a right to explore this. You can do it. And everything's there for you to do that. Sorry, I'm ranting now. I'm on a big soapbox making bubbles. So here is I think this is a little bit better size for our boarding house. I think it works quite a bit better. Then we can go over to our restaurant from there. We still need a lot of work on the restaurant, but we are reaching, we're reaching our time to do our next items. But at some point, I'm going to I'll find the time to put all this stuff together. Thor, Shay, and the other guy. Great idea for a TV show title. Yeah, very funny. That would be very funny. So yeah, so here's where we're at. Here's where we're ending today. We're going to build some more buildings, of course, later this week. And then I will be gone on the weekend and Monday. But I will return on Tuesday and we will be there. But I will be here tomorrow. I will be here on Friday. So don't worry about that. But I just want to give you guys fair warning that I'm gonna be gone. So we have these two buildings basically mocked up. We got to do our stable still. We still have to do our all of our different buildings. Also, would be possible to show you our progress if we do start designing. I'm more than happy to look. However, I will. We'll have to work it out. I'm more than happy to look and give notes, but I won't. I don't want. I won't ask you to put my name anywhere near it. As far as like, I don't. We'll work it out. Yeah, I would be happy to look at it. And yes, tutorial hell can be a problem, but you need to find people that are actually doing the job, not the people that are just, I've made a tutorial because I've done this for 5 minutes, you know. Credit, I suppose. No, I don't want credit. Approval, you mean? Yeah. The thing is, I don't want credit on me just giving you advice on stuff. There's no reason to give me credit for that. That's just me giving advice. I'd rather be there than any other situation. Happy to give advice. Okay, we are now going to, it is past the time. So let us save this because I mistakenly have not saved in a while. So let's make sure we save this. We have a couple more rooms, which is just our hotel and our restaurant, or have quick mock-ups of them, which is kind of cool. So let's close that out. We're going to be going to a commercial here soon. Turn that all off. Come back to me so that when we come back from the commercial, we'll come back to me.